Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Please sit down, girls. Girls, how are you all? MashaAllah. Well, students, today I shall answer some of the questions which have been bothering you for quite some time now. Remember Uzma? A couple of days back, she asked me, what is the purpose of life? And Isha too asked me a similar question. Well, let's turn our book to chapter 1.
It is a strong force.
इस्लाम के खिलाफ है आप।
Islam, a religion of peace. My dear students, the message of Islam and Muslims is modesty, fairness, truthfulness, honesty, compassion, communal harmony and kindness. Islam is both a system of life and a choice of lifestyle. It offers both the promise of a true success in life and answering the question of the purpose of life. Islam seeks to establish peace within the person, outside the person and around the person. I mean, it establishes peace in their relationship with God, family, friends, community and government. It is a strong force that harmonizes all
Wait, I have to take the
covering
permission
all
from the
areas of
teacher.
one's life. The very word Islam translates from Arabic as peace.
May I come in, ma'am?
Come in, Didi.
Ma'am, a person by the name of Harry Jones wants to come inside the classroom and meet you. I tried to tell him he cannot meet during the class hour, but he's not listening.
It's okay, Didi. You can send him inside.
Okay, ma'am. Please come in.
What the hell is this? What rubbish are you teaching? Islam is not a religion of peace. It's a religion of terror. Why are you teaching Islam to these small kids?
Brother, what is the problem? Why are you shouting? Please, calm down. And Islam is a peace-loving religion.
No.
You must be having some misunderstanding about this great religion.
Islam is the reason of fighting and war in this world. And I'm sure no one can give a satisfactory argument against it.
Of course we can.
Well, then answer my questions.
Brother, I am happy to welcome you here in our school and I request you to put forward your queries one by one. And I believe the students of Jibreel International School are enough to answer all your questions.
Ha! These kids will answer my questions. Are you joking?
Mr. Jones, have patience and put your question to my students.
Okay, let's see. I think Islam is a religion of terror and teaches the hatred or subjugation of non-Muslims.
Sir, it is not so. You are completely wrong.
No.
Islam is a religion of peace. In fact, the very term Islam itself means peace. Islam comprises of a complete, comprehensive meaning of peace. That includes the inner, personal and spiritual peace and the outer social peace. As the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, a true Muslim is a person from whom other Muslims feel secured against abuse and attacks from his tongue and hands. Written by Bukhari and Muslims. The Quranic verse, chapter 2, verse 256 clearly says, there is no compulsion in religion. Muslims are commanded to safeguard their right to worship and their places of worship. The existence of old churches and synagogues throughout the Muslim world in places like Egypt, Turkey, Palestine, Jordan, Syria and Bosnia, as well as the existence of minority religious population in those areas, as well as the Hindus in India, demonstrate that this command was historically followed by many Muslim societies.
That means you don't agree that Islam was spread by the sword, right?
Yes, sir. Islam was never spread by the sword. It's a misconception. Muslims were the lords of Arabia for 1400 years. Yet today, there are 14 million Arabs who are Coptic Christians.
Okay.
That is, Christians in generations. If the Muslims had used the sword, there would not have been a single Arab who would have remained a Christian. Talking of India, Muslims ruled over India for about 1,000 years. Today, more than 80% of the population of India is non-Muslims. All these non-Muslims are bearing witness that Islam was never spread by the sword. Last but not the least, the fastest growing religion in America is Islam and the fastest growing religion in Europe is Islam. Which sword is forcing people in the West to accept Islam in such large numbers?
Well, if it is so, then why does Islam recommend terrorism and suicide bombings?
May I come in, ma'am?
Come in, Didi.
Excuse me, ma'am. I think he will not understand your answer. Let me give him one.
Didi, please calm down. We will manage it. You go outside, please.
Sir, Islam has never propagated terrorism. Rather, it advocates peace. Nothing in Islamic scriptures or teachings leads to terrorism or suicide bombing. Nor has it ever been part of ethos of Islam's 1400 years of history and traditions. First, suicide is strongly prohibited in Islam because no one has the right to take away the life that God has given except God Himself.
Yes.
Secondly, committing terrorist acts which kill innocent civilians is also prohibited. Terrorism is totally condemned by all mainstream Islamic scholars. Those who do endorse terrorism either have no Islamic credentials or legitimate standing among
Okay, sir. You have asked so many questions about Islam and peace. Can I just ask you some simple questions?
Why not? Just go ahead.
So, who started the First World War? Were they Muslims? Who started the Second World War? Were they Muslims? Who dropped nuclear bombs to Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Were they Muslims? Who killed more than 100 millions of Red Indians in North America? Were they Muslims? Who killed more than 50 millions of Indians in South America? Were they Muslims, sir? No, sir, they were not Muslims. Ma'am, he will not understand your answer. Send him to me. I will answer all his questions.
Didi, it's enough. Please go outside, please.
Okay, but I believe that Islam is unjust towards women. It allows men to have 4 wives.
Sir, I would like to answer your question. The Quran is the only religious book on the face of this earth that contains the phrase, marry only once. There is no other religion that instructs men to have only one wife. in none of the other religious scriptures, whether it be the Veda, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Gita, the Talmud, or the Bible, there's one final restriction on the number of wives. According to these scriptures, one can marry as many as one wishes. It was only later that the Hindu priest and the Christian church restricted the number of wives to one. Yes, it is true that Islam allows men to have 4 wives. But in special cases, Quran said, marry women of your choice, 2, 3 or 4. But if ye fear that ye shall not be able to answer all the question, there are several other reasons why Islam permitted limited polygyny, but it is mainly to protect the modesty of women.
Then why do Muslim women have to follow hijab?
Sir, even the Bible instructs about hijab.
Yeah.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 6. For if a woman does not cover her head, let her also have her hair cut off. But it is disgraceful for a woman to have her hair cut off or her head shaved. Let her cover her head. Sir, the Western talk of women's liberalization is nothing but a disguised form of exploitation of a body, degradation of a soul, and deprivation of her honor. The Western society claims to have uplifted women. On the contrary, it has actually degraded them to status of concubines, mistresses, and society butterflies who are mere tools in the hands of pleasure seekers, hidden behind the colorful screen of art and culture. In fact, United States of America, which is one of the most advanced countries of the world, is also one with the highest rate of rape in any country in the world. Sir, I request you to go and tell your women to wear hijab. It will help them to protect their chastity.
Okay, but why is education for women never encouraged in Islam?
Excuse me, sir, but who told you so? Sir, I'm one such a girl who's getting all encouragement, and I am sure we all get it. In fact, the first word revealed in the Quran was read, an injunction directed at both men and women. Please, know this very famous saying of our Prophet, Talabul ilmi farida ala kulli muslimin wa muslima, which means seeking knowledge is obligation on every Muslim, man and woman.
But I don't think that Quran is an accurate book. As chapter 33, verse number 4 says, God has not placed 2 hearts inside a man. Why didn't the Quran mention a woman too? Does she have 2 hearts?
Sir, you call this inaccurate?
Yes.
Herein I will show you that we believe that Bible is a book of God and that we cannot take its credibility away when it says, whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed. The Bible, Genesis chapter number 9, verse number 6. What of the woman, sir? Blessed is the man to whom the Lord will not impute sin. The Bible, Isaiah chapter number 53, verse number 10. What about the woman, sir? Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord and whose trust is the Lord. Jeremiah chapter number 17, verse number 7. What of the woman, sir?
Let no man deceive you by any mean, for that day shall not come, except there comes a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. The Bible, Thessalonians, chapter number 2, verse 4. What about the woman?
So, I too can give you another example, and I am sure we all can give you an example each. And why only from Bible? We can cite other religious books as well. But the question is whether are you ready to be satisfied or not? My friend is absolutely correct, sir. All that we have been trying to do over the last 15 minutes is to help you understand that which you haven't been able to or have misunderstood it completely.
But I must say, sir, that one should not speak ill of any religion without the first-hand knowledge of it. Sir, I remember the first thing you had asked our respected teacher when you had entered our classroom, that why was she teaching us Islam? Sir, we are proud that we are taught here never to disrespect any religion or speak ill of it.
In fact, sir, why should one speak ill of any religion at all? We should have respect for all religion and should never try to hurt the religious sentiments of people. I am sure all religion preach the message of love and brotherhood, and that is what would make the world a better place for all. Right, sir?
I am thankful to you and your wonderful students for educating me on my misconceptions and teaching this important lesson of love and brotherhood. I promise I'll never say ill of any religion. And why should teaching of Islam to these children be a problem then? Go on. Wish the Almighty's blessings upon you.
Thank you, sir.